Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to video number 11, part 4, looking at the custom function menus. Custom function menu number 4, operation and others. So we'll have a look through, should I say, what these features are. The first one is shutter button and AF on button. Now the shutter button is the shutter release towards the front of the camera, and the AF on button is here next to the auto exposure lock or exposure lock and the AF selection point there. Now we can have it where the shutter button starts the metering and the autofocus start, which is how I have mine set. I rarely shoot in aperture and shutter priority on this camera, so I don't feel the need to separate the metering start and the autofocus start, which is where the AF on button comes into its own. So if you're shooting wildlife and you're shooting aperture priority because you're shooting the constantly changing light, then it may well help when you're doing focus recompose techniques to use the AF on button here to start the autofocus and the front button just to start the metering, so you can separate those two functions. You can have it start the metering and AF start, AF stop, metering start and meter plus AF start, AE lock, auto exposure lock, metering and AF start, and metering plus AF start disabled. So it depends really on how you shoot and what you shoot in terms of how you would set this up. For me, I never really use the AF on button. It is active in this current setting here, so it would start the autofocus if I pressed that. But it's so ingrained for the half press for the shutter release button. That's all that I ever use really. Okay, the next one is AF on and AE lock button switch. Now we can have this disabled or enabled, and basically we can switch these two around to pull each other's duties, if you will. I don't know why you would want to do that myself, but it may well be if you're coming from another camera system, or you just prefer to do that because you're constantly using the AF selection point button and you want those two to be closer, maybe. But you can switch the roles of those two buttons there should you wish to. Okay, the next one, assigned set button, and the set button is this center button here on the quick control dial. We can have it either, if I select it, normal, disabled, bring up the image quality, picture style information, menu display, image replay, quick control screen, which is how I have mine set up, okay, or to record movie in live view. To be fair, movie recording in live view works anyway. The movie mode on the 5D Mark II isn't a separate dedicated mode on the dial. You have to go into live view, set your exposure, set the settings, and then hit the set button and it starts recording. That's it. So you may well wish to customize that yourself, depending on what you are doing, of course. I've left it on the quick control screen, which is here. Whenever you press this, I'll tell you what, we'll get rid of that. And as soon as I hit the set button, it brings that screen up. Similar to the screen you would have seen on your Canon Rebels 500D, 600D and others such as that. So we'll go back into the menus. Okay, and we'll go to number 4. Now, dial direction during aperture, or should I say shutter priority, and aperture priority. TV, shutter priority. AV on Canon is aperture priority. Other cameras it'll be S and A. Now, I've left mine as normal, or you can reverse the direction. So you can change which direction does what, whether it goes up in the values or down in the values, and when you're changing the exposures. The reason why you might want to do this is if you're coming from another system, for example Nikon, Their dials go in a different direction, their lens mount in a different direction, and zoom in a different direction as well, which usually confuses the hell out of me. But should you wish to keep that same direction on the mode dials, sorry, not the mode dials, on the dials on the camera, then you can certainly do that. It may be handy if you're shooting multiple systems. Maybe in your day job you're shooting Nikon, and on your private stuff you're shooting Canon, and maybe that constant switching on the direction is messing you up when you're shooting your own personal work, so you switch the Canon to match the Nikon. I don't know whether Nikon can do the same, maybe it can, but it's one way just to help you along there. So we'll have a look at the next one. Focusing screen. Now we can actually change the focusing screen on the 5D2, and there's 3 different versions. Mine has got the EGD, which is the grid lines, which lay out the rule of thirds. You can have the normal one, or you can have the S, which is for sorry, the S is the standard normal one, I believe, and the A is for macro work, where it slightly magnifies, allows easier manual focus. The reason why mine has the EGD in is I bought the camera used, it came fitted, never changed it. So there we go, that's it. I mean, it's handy being there, I'm used to it being there, but I don't really necessarily need the rule of thirds laid out all the time. It's just there because it came with the camera, really. And number 6, add original decision data. This is for verification of files and work. It's an external device, I believe, that you can add on there, and which works with the Canon software. I think it's just to verify the files are legitimate and they've not been messed with. They came from this camera on this date, photographed by this person, and uses for that I can see, maybe if you're doing archival work, maybe if you're taking large high resolution stills of text in old books that are for museum show or to be archived and catalogued, artifacts and things such as that. It just makes sure that it is an original image for the said purpose it was originally requested for, and it's not something that's been copied and reproduced, messed with, edited, and so forth. And that's it for the custom function menus. Of course, we can clear all custom functions as well. I'm just going back to that, so we can, if we've made a right mess of setting the camera up, we can clear them all, start it afresh from factory by using that option there. Not to do that now. In the next video we'll have a look at the My menu. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. If the videos are helping you or helping others, or you feel that they would, let them know, send them a link, or of course post them in groups on Facebook and Google+. It'll be much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next video.